Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN, and welcome to the Lakers post-game show. I am your host, Zaid here. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the OKC Thunder. The performances of the Los Angeles Lakers this time around against the OKC Thunder was sensational. They silenced the Oklahoma City Thunder in a huge way, especially they just finishing it in the fourth quarter. And you can make the argument that the third and fourth quarter was the best indication that the Lakers were going to win in this particular game against the OKC Thunder. The Lakers are now, I believe, 10 wins into the NBA season with 3 losses. So the future is showing a lot of brightness for the Los Angeles Lakers moving forward into the NBA season. And, it's just looking wonders so far for the Los Angeles Lakers, still remaining at the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. So, guys, I want to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about the performances of the Los Angeles Lakers, and just the expectations now just moving forward with the Los Angeles Lakers. So, without further ado, let's just get right into it. So, guys, before I get into the Lakers game against the OKC Thunder, I just want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions about the trade that went down this afternoon for James Harden going to the Brooklyn Nets. I just want to give you guys my opinion about what went down and what this all means for the Los Angeles Lakers moving forward for their goal in mind to win a championship in 2021. Here's the deal. I mean, here's the trade that went down between, I believe, 4 teams for James Harden in the blockbuster trade in today's trade for James Harden. I can say this, though. With the Brooklyn Nets adding James Harden, they are now the favorites in the Eastern Conference to reach the Eastern Conference Finals. There are a plethora of other teams in the Eastern Conference because, we could just say this right now. The Eastern Conference, yeah, they have some good teams, but they are not a tough team to the point that they could win a championship this year. I don't really see that happening, in my opinion, because, I guess this is probably bias of me, but, being a Lakers fan and how they built their team in the offseason kind of shows the indications that, the Lakers are a much better team to win a championship this year because of the depth. When you look at the Brooklyn Nets and their depth, look who they had to trade to get James Harden. They have no depth whatsoever. Now, they could potentially go see if some players are available right now in the free agency market and just sign somebody, or they could potentially make some other trades that can build some depth. I mean, they still have until February to make any trade deadline, not just for the Brooklyn Nets, but for all the NBA teams once that approaches. But, if they're healthy, if the Brooklyn Nets players like KD, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden and the rest of the crew around them, if they're healthy, I mean, they could be a team to be reckoned with when it comes to being the top team in the Eastern Conference to win a championship. But if you're going to be playing against a team like the Los Angeles Lakers, it's going to be difficult because you don't have depth. And let's just put this out there right now, and some of you might disagree with me. The egos of KD, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden to always have the ball in their hands and to be the number 1 scorer in any team that they're on kind of plays a huge difference of their egos if they want to be the scorer for that particular team. And a friend of mine on Twitter, shout out to Osaid, he said that sort of instance, and I actually was really thinking about it before I saw his tweet, and I just agree with him 100%, and, when it came to that sort of instance, egos-wise, yeah, they could potentially not work very well with each other, especially for a guy like KD, who is a scorer, and James Harden, who is a scorer as well. They somehow want to be the guy that can finish off the games, in any sort of instance. So yeah, that plays wonders when it comes to that sort of instance of James Harden being acquired to the Brooklyn Nets. So there's a lot of implications, a lot of emotions that, some people are feeling about this particular trade. Some people are loving it. Some people are not. But, personally, the facts are there. I mean, there's no depth on their team. And, egos-wise, they could potentially not work out. But I'm not saying that it could potentially not work out because, they're friends. They know how to they practice together. I mean, they played in the All-Star game. They played in the USA game. So I'm not trying to say that they cannot work it out. But, when it comes to winning championships, egos play a huge role when it comes to these certain players and playoff situations. So, yeah, I just want to put that out there. They are the number one team in the Eastern Conference now with this trade for James Harden. And, they still have a couple of teams that are kind of a threat to them, like the Philadelphia 76ers, the Boston Celtics, and I believe the Bucks. But I might be last time I didn't really check their stats so far into this season, but things may change. They could somehow, some other teams can be the much better team than the Brooklyn Nets, but still remains to be seen about that. But yeah, I just want to put that out there. That's my own thoughts and opinions about this particular trade. Now, getting into the Los Angeles Lakers win against the OKC Thunder. The Lakers, they just came to play. Okay, it was the same role what we witnessed in the last game yesterday against the Houston Rockets, with the offensive attack by LeBron James and the rest of the Lakers squad in the first quarter, and leading up to the second, which was a huge lead in the second quarter, which just continuously went on a tear in the third, and finally just silencing the OKC Thunder in the fourth quarter. And as you can see, the comparisons of both teams in the stats, the Lakers, they were just a much better team this time around when it comes to being a team like the OKC Thunder. And it all had to do with LeBron James leading the way. I believe he had 5 of 8 from the three, which was a huge difference with them getting a huge lead in I believe it was the second and the third quarter, mainly the third quarter, for LeBron James leading the way for the Los Angeles Lakers. I believe he had 27 points, I believe. And with the help of Anthony Davis, who I might be wrong, I think he had 16, maybe it was 19 points. But, Anthony Davis, in any given night, he will blow up and just give us a huge performance on any given night. I mean, this is like a teamwork type of effort from Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And, they just are the best duos in the NBA. And in any given time, if LeBron James needs Anthony Davis to step up his game and be the number one guy in this particular game, or probably like in the next weeks to come, then Anthony Davis will deliver for the Los Angeles Lakers. So, great performance for both players, are both superstars in this particular game. Dennis Schroeder playing against his former team, that ended up being one of the most best trades for the Los Angeles Lakers, in the offseason. Dennis Schroeder, he played very well against his former team. I believe he had 14, maybe 16 points out there. And, he really stepped up in the third quarter. I mean, that's where it all went down. All of the Los Angeles Lakers crew went all ham in the third quarter, and it just worked wonders for the Lakers when it came to their abilities to take over this win, basically silencing the OKC Thunder in this time around against in this moment that they were in the third and fourth quarter. Who else stepped up their game? It was Montrezl Harrell in the fourth quarter. Actually, no, in the third and fourth quarter as well. Montrezl Harrell stepped up for the Los Angeles Lakers. I believe he scored 21 points. And, he was just all over the place when it came to his dominance. Continuing to show his ability to really help out the Lakers to get this win, in any given moment. And, so far, Montrezl Harrell has been a huge help to the Los Angeles Lakers since signing with the Los Angeles Lakers in the offseason. He's just showing a lot of wonders, and his ability to be that sixth man for the Los Angeles Lakers. So great job out there for Montrezl Harrell. And when it came to KCP, at the start of the first quarter, I had to say we have to give him a lot of credit. He really was a huge presence for the Los Angeles Lakers. I might be wrong. I'm not sure how much he scored, but I think it was like maybe 8, maybe 10 points out there. And, he just played solid defense overall, really, for the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, they're defensively, they were all there when it came to facing the OKC Thunder. And I might be hyping up this win too much, but, because some of you might be thinking it was just an easy win, Zayd. I mean, you should calm down. No, I mean, in any given night, when it comes to certain teams that the Lakers play against, I think any sort of ability that they bring to the floor plays huge wonders. It doesn't matter what the team that they're facing. Either they're not playing good defense or not good offense. Any given time, the Lakers, they just stepped up to the plate and just proved to Laker fans that, they're on a mission. And the mission is to win games and to reach the playoffs and going for another repeat, which is the number one goal for the Los Angeles Lakers heading into the 2020-2021 season. So, but overall, some other players, Alex Caruso, his defense out there, defensive ability out there was sensational for the Lakers. I believe he went 2 of 2 from the three. So his ability to shoot the threes lately was a huge help to the Lakers. And since him coming back, I mean, he has been a huge help on the defensive side for the Los Angeles Lakers. So just want to put that out there for putting some credit out there for Alex Caruso. And when it comes to the rest of the Lakers squad, I mean, defensively, they were there. The second unit, they were there when it came to the defense as well. So, yeah, guys, that's all I really have to say when it comes to this Lakers win against the OKC Thunder. I believe they are off tomorrow, so I think they have a game on Friday. But, still may be, I'm not sure who they are facing. But like always, I'll keep you guys up to the coverage of the Lakers 2020-2021 season. And the mindset has always been to win games, reach the playoffs, and potentially going for another repeat for a championship in 2021. So, guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel, share my videos, and please give me your thoughts about the Lakers' win against the OKC Thunder, and also give me your thoughts about James Harden going to the Brooklyn Nets. I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions, and if you guys agree with my analysis about the James Harden trade, if you guys agree with me or disagree, I really want to know your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. And guys, just real quick, make sure to like all my social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Like always, I'll leave the links to social media sites in the description of this video so you guys can check out my social media sites, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.